Hello everybody, good afternoon. I hope you can all hear me. Yay, we are live today. It is good and slightly later than usual, but it's been a hugely busy day, but I can't not come on and talk to you about this topic. It's a good one. It's a really, really good one. So if you don't know me, if you haven't met me, my name is Sarah Asquith-Vallance and I am a neuroscientist and a success coach. And my zone of genius, which we're going to talk about today, my zone of genius is that I work in neuro entrepreneurship. So I work basically with entrepreneurs to help them understand their brain, get the most out of their brain, their thoughts, how their mindset works, and then they can skyrocket their business as well. So if you don't know me and it's your first time joining me, you are so very welcome. So thank you. We're talking about zone of genius. And today I want to talk about neurobiology and the 3 ways to kind of harness that zone of genius, unlock that zone of genius. Because I know that there's people I speak with and, sometimes they're looking into starting a business, they're looking into understanding their business. They're looking to say, like, how do I harness down? What should I do with my business? It's all really about working and using your zone of genius to get the most out of it. Hello everybody who's joining. It's good to see you. Hi guys. So if you're mulling this over, if you don't know your zone of genius or how to unlock your genius, then stay listening. It's not going to be a long one today, but it's just something I needed to pass on to you. So, there's 3 areas I'd love to cover today. And I want to say that basically all success, every single bit of success always starts in the mind. It's always between the 2 ears. This is what either makes us super successful or crash and burn. And I know people will say, oh, it's external stuff. We're having COVID and people aren't buying and all that kind of situation. Now, recently I've been doing lots of work with entrepreneurs to really understand what's going on and to pivot, not just pivot their business, but pivot their mindset, okay? Which is super important for what is going on now. But today we are talking about the 3 ways to unlock your zone of genius. So we all have roughly about 100 billion brain cells, whizzing away, working away, either making us amazing or kind of like, finding that we're struggling. So basically what I want to talk about first is when you're looking into your zone of genius and to harness it and to unlock it and to really bring it forwards, you always have to do what lights you up. Okay, so this is tip number 1. Always do what lights you up. Don't do anything because you think somebody else has told you should do it, be it, I don't know, parents or teachers or university or your husband or your partner or anything like that. Okay, what you have to do, your zone of genius is in you already. And you just have to basically harness it. And sorry, I'm going to get all tangled up here. Is to harness it, is to find it. Now, there's no point in doing anything that you dislike, just say because you want to make money. That just won't work, and that is not your zone of genius. Okay, so as entrepreneurs, we go into business to make money, but do something that you love. Please do something that you love and turn it into your zone of genius. So this is basically doing things. Hello everybody. Hi, thanks for joining me. So this is doing something really that lights you up, that makes you super happy. And it's not just something that you're great at. It's something that if you had a conversation with someone and they would just go, oh, wow, you are so good at this. This is your thing. All right. This is basically the zone of genius. This is the area you should be focusing on as entrepreneurs. It's the stuff that lights you up. Not the stuff that makes you money or that you think makes you money. Because basically, if you are in your zone of genius, that is the place to be. And then moving forwards, you can then make the money. But please, please harness that zone of genius and don't just do anything else because you think either you should or, it's the right way to make money. Tip number 2 is always to rest and replenish what is going between your ears. So there's 2 things really that I recommend doing every single day. Hi everyone, hello. It's so good to have everybody with me today, especially at this time. So rest and replenish. Now the 2 things that I recommend to do every single day, firstly is meditate, and secondly is to sleep. Now, I struggled until quite recently because, as you may know, I have a little boy and yeah, he's a sleep thief. He just doesn't do sleep. He didn't do sleep. But he started to sleep and I can notice that I feel more energized. I feel more alive. I can think clearly. So sleep is super, super important. So if you can, and I know there's some wonderful people on here who are in circumstances that I was in that have little sleep thieves that just won't let them do it, and that's okay. That's how it is at the moment. But I recommend like a good 8 hours, so 7 to 9, approximately 8 hours a night of really good quality sleep. Because when you don't get any sleep, your cognitive abilities just plummet. I've noticed that myself. And I know with my clients, they've noticed it as well. So your cognitive abilities go down. And you may not know this, but your brain is actually more active during sleep than it is awake. But it's doing really, really different things. So it's consolidating everything that you've done in the day. It's kind of putting into place everything that... Orla sleep. Yes, sleep thief Orla. Yes, I know Orla. The brain. So I was saying the brain is more active. It's putting everything into its little compartments. It's doing its little thing. But it's also really good for like that emotional kind of regulation. That all that emotional regulation takes place, and it just gives everything a rest and a relaxation, so you can then focus on your zone of genius. Now the other thing I did mention was meditation, and meditation is really, really important, and it can be a bit woo-woo. I love a bit of woo-woo at times, but as a neuroscientist, I do also understand the background to it, and it is super, super important. Excuse me. Just because it kind of gives you a rest for a very short time, but your brain goes into a different kind of wave pattern. It's almost like a sleep pattern, and it just gives you that time to rest and recharge and take yourself out of the situation. If you're expending a lot of brain energy, and then allows you to go back to it afresh. So I always meditate in the morning, and that is just me. Not everybody has to do it, but I find that I just like to start the day clear. I often look through all my work that I have to do in the day, and before I tackle it at all, I just get grounded and I just get centered, and I just find where I need to be, and then then I can get things going. So I would recommend meditation and sleep every day. And it can be, meditation can be as simple as just focusing on your breath. Yeah, it doesn't have to be, chimes and bells and fancy music or anything like that. I do the most basic meditation is I just sit quietly, and just focus on breathing in and out. And it's the sound of my breath. It's the point somewhere in my breath. It's either the exhale or it's the inhale, but it's somewhere that I focus on, and it just blocks everything else out and gives this some time and space to kind of readjust and get everything going. And number 3, I would say, if you really are wanting to unlock your zone of genius, is to saturate your mind in that area. Now, this is kind of where we start talking about the neurobiology. So, this is science bit, guys. So concentrate. I'm sure that wasn't an advert, but yeah. So yeah, this is about saturating yourself in that area that you want to be really, really good at. Now, it could be you're a writer, it could be that you work in the health industry. I'm just trying to think of people that I may have been working with. So I work with a lot of people in the health and wellness industry, so like doctors and other medical professions and things like that. And they often have their zone of genius. And yeah, they've been studying it for many, many years, you know, and this is what you have to do. You have to surround yourself with the area of genius that you really want to harness. Yeah, and I would say in that case, you need to be with people who are in a really high vibe. And by that, I mean, not the kind of naysayers, not the kind of people are, oh, you don't want to do that. And what's that all about? And I don't get that. And all that kind of thing. Yeah. So it's people who understand you. It's people who understand what you're trying to do, where you're trying to go, and what you're trying to aim for. And this is the time where you need to learn to delete any distractions. So, yeah, it can be more difficult than me just saying it, but this is something you need to practice. Okay, so if you really want to unlock that zone of genius, you need to get rid of the distractions. So the neurobiology of it. So let's talk about what's actually happening in your brain as you are becoming genius in your area. So basically what happens is you need small daily improvements. And it works over time to get world-class results. So what actually happens is we have like little neurocircuits that build up around that specific skill that you're learning, and it could be, you know, a musical instrument, it could be a topic of your choice, it could be something creative like painting. Okay, so you have like little circuits that will then grow and strengthen the more and more that you do this and the more and more you practice. So it kind of strengthens around the skill that you're doing. And what happens is it triggers a brain cell called an oligodendrocyte, and this then releases fatty tissue called myelin, which covers all the outside of it, wraps around all of the brain cell and totally protects it. But what also happens is it doesn't just protect it, but it also kind of accelerates any further learning around that. So once you really start learning a topic, it will find that you can accelerate it, and you will learn faster. So it's things like learning a language. Yeah, you're slowly building in little parts, and then all of a sudden you're kind of like, wow, I'm picking it up a lot quicker. So that's basically what's happening, is that your brain circuit is actually just getting stronger. So yeah, I would say kind of like the best bet really for unlocking your zone of genius is just daily practice, just really singular focus, and working to your strengths, looking after the thing between your ears, the brain, looking after it, getting the sleep, getting the meditation, and then just saturating yourself in that zone of genius, you know, soaking up every last little bit of information you can about it. So that is my tips for today. I'm so glad that all you guys were here today. I know it's a really kind of, it's 5:30. It's not a really early time. So I'm so happy you could all join me. If you have any questions, just drop them to me privately, drop them in the comments below. But it's lovely having all of you on today. And as always, I do either a Facebook live here on my business page. But if you haven't made it across to my Facebook group, that is where I do most of my training. And I always do a live Tuesday training, which is at least half an hour, if not longer. It's the kind of time when you grab your journal and we go through all sorts of different types of training. So if you want to join us, go to Facebook/groups /the heart and soul of business. And there you will find yesterday's training right at the top. And we did about imposter syndrome for entrepreneurs and what is actually going on when you are coming across imposter syndrome. So I hope that's been really useful. Love you to join me in the Facebook group. If you aren't already there, all of my videos are in there. There's dozens now. So if you want to hop in and get any information, and it's the place that I'm in every single day, so I will catch you there, if not back here for another training. So until then, have a really super evening, everybody. And again, thanks so much for being with me. So take care. Lots of love. Bye for now.